Hi folks, so in this video I just want to talk about what this graded integer function is exactly. And so all it essentially is, and it's abbreviated, or the way it's written is int for integer of x. And so you put in a number x in, and the thing it gives you is the greatest integer that is less than or equal to x. So you can think of it as like such. So let's say I have int of 7. Well, the biggest integer less than or equal to 7 would be 7. Okay, not so impressive. If I put in, let's say 7.5, that's going to give me 7 as well, because the biggest integer that is less than or equal to 7.5 would be 7. So I was doing a little bit of research on just like how people kind of think of this, and one way to think of it is essentially you just chop off any decimals in front of that number. I want to be careful of that, because if I did this int of, let's say, negative 7.5, then the answer would not be negative 7, because let's just draw a number line here. Here's negative 7.5, here's negative 7, here's negative 8. So actually, if you plug in negative 7.5 to this, the biggest integer that is less than or equal to this would actually be 8 right here. So this one would be 8. So that chopping off the back end of it, the decimal, that works if your number is positive, but if it's negative, essentially you would, negative 8, then that doesn't quite work. But here's what this graph is going to look like then. And I'll just do for a couple values here. So first off, if x is an integer, so like int of 1, that's going to be 1. Int of 2, that's going to be 2 as well. And so the points, the integer values along y equals x, those are all going to be on this graph. We can kind of see that there. We number these. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And essentially what this looks like is, it looks like a staircase. And so maybe I shouldn't have used, I'll use blue to draw the graph. This is going to look like, well, between 0 and 1, the biggest integer, again, less than or equal to those values, is going to be 0. And so it's going to be up to 1 even when I plug in 0.99999, or however many nines I said. It's still going to be equal to 0 until you actually get to 1, because once you plug in 1 again, the output is going to be 1. And so this kind of happens, you stay at the integer until you get to the next one, basically. And so this is why this looks like so. Alrighty, so whenever someone mentions, or the book mentions, the greatest integer function, this is the function they're talking about.